The sound of a van rumbling over the gravel echoes against the stark walls of Ravenwood Penitentiary. David, a young man with wide eyes filled with trepidation, recounts his first day behind bars. The jingle of chains and the distant clang of heavy doors punctuate his narrative, amplifying the weight of his newfound reality. As he steps into the dimly lit corridor, the pervasive sense of isolation washes over him, wrapping around him like a shroud. He describes the overwhelming fear that grips him, wondering if he will ever find a way out. Inmates shuffle past, their faces etched with stories of survival, yet David feels cut off, trapped in a world devoid of the familiar comforts of home. As fear transforms into acceptance, he realizes that every moment within these walls will shape him. The rustling of fabric and muffled conversations linger, hinting at connections yet to come, as he steps deeper into this unforgiving existence. As the clang of cell doors echoes in the background, Leela reflects on her journey from the streets to Ravenwood. Once a fierce gang member, she entered prison with walls built high around her heart, masking vulnerability with a tough exterior. Her voice quivers with a blend of regret and resilience as she recounts her initial days of isolation, where the threat of violence loomed and alliances were fragile. It was in this hostile environment that she unexpectedly found a mentor in Eli, an elder inmate whose wisdom pierced through her armor. Their friendship blossomed over shared meals and heartfelt conversations in the dim light of the common area, a sanctuary amidst chaos. Lila's laughter mingles with the sounds of camaraderie, courted by the emotional release of finding family in the unlikeliest of places, reminding her that even behind bars, connection breeds hope and healing. As Marcus stands in line for breakfast, the buzzing fluorescent lights above create a disorienting backdrop to the monotony of his daily routine. Each morning blends into the next, filled with the clanging of metal trays and the shuffle of feet echoing against cold concrete floors. He reflects on the years that have slipped away, friends and family left behind, moments lost to time. The cafeteria hums with conversations, yet he feels an invisible weight pressed down, a reminder of his life sentence. Amidst the laughter and shared stories, Marcus finds solace in the small rituals of everyday life. Yard time brings fleeting glimpses of freedom as he walks the track, the sun warming his face, a stark contrast to the cold bars that define his existence. Within the confines of Ravenwood, it's the mundane moments, filled with nostalgia and longing, that remind him of both what was lost and the faint hope of what might still be. As the monotonous clang of metal doors fades into the background, we delve into Jasmine's story, one born of desperation. Sitting in a corner of her cell, she reflects on the choices that led her here, revealing a past filled with anguish and poor decisions. But within these cold walls, she discovers an unexpected avenue for transformation through an art therapy program. Jasmine describes her first workshop, the feel of paint beneath her fingers igniting something deep within. Her voice trembles with emotion as she shares snippets of her poetry, words flowing like a river of healing. The ambient sounds of brushes on canvas and soft murmurs of fellow inmates create an intimate atmosphere, underscoring the power of creativity to mend broken spirits. It is a pivotal moment for Jasmine, where despair begins to give way to hope, illuminating the path to her redemption and reinforcing the human capacity for change, even in darkness. In the dimly lit common area, echoes of laughter punctuate the heavy air as inmates share stories over their meager meals. Here in the confines of Ravenwood, small acts of kindness create ripples of humanity amidst the chaos. Jamal, a burly man with a heart of gold, recalls how he once shared half his portion with Carlos, a frail newcomer struggling to find his place. As he speaks, the sound of clinking trays and gentle murmurs fills the background, a testament to camaraderie. Another inmate, Nina, shares her gratitude for a simple compliment that lifted her spirits during a dark time. It's these moments that redefine courage, standing up for the weak, extending a hand when hope feels out of reach. Within these concrete walls, the bonds formed between these unlikely heroes reveal a profound lesson. Even in despair, humanity can shine brightly, illuminating paths of resilience and hope where shadows once loomed. As the sun sets behind the high walls of Ravenwood Penitentiary, David reflects on a future he once thought impossible. Today he stands at a crossroads, dreaming not just of freedom, but of redefining his life's purpose. The fragments of his past, betrayal, addiction, and loss, are heavy on his heart, yet they also fuel his drive for change. Through conversations with fellow inmates, he has awakened to the harsh realities of a broken system and the critical need for reform. With a hopeful tone, he expresses his desire to advocate for those struggling as he once did, using his experiences to illuminate the path for others. The creaking sound of a gate echoes in the background, symbolizing not just the end of confinement but the promise of new beginnings. As he envisions life beyond bars, a chorus of voices joins in, sharing dreams of redemption and resilience, intertwining their hopes into a collective yearning for a brighter tomorrow. As the sun begins to set over Ravenwood, a quiet moment lingers in the air, inviting reflection among the inmates. They gather in a designated area, their voices weaving together like threads in a tapestry. Marcus initiates a dialogue about the weight of their pasts, acknowledging the mistakes that led them here. Each inmate takes turns, sharing both regret and hope, their words mingling with the soft sounds of nature, the rustle of leaves, the distant chirping of birds. Lila speaks of her yearning for a future where her children can visit her without feeling ashamed. David, now a beacon of inspiration, expresses his desire to advocate for others facing similar fates. This candid exchange unfolds into a powerful realization. Each voice carries the weight of a legacy yet to be shaped. As their stories entwine, they find solace in the shared understanding that despite their pasts, redemption and purpose lie ahead. As the narratives unfold, we delve deeper into the psychological struggles faced by inmates at Ravenwood Penitentiary. David shares the weight of his mental health battles, often exacerbated by the oppressive environment. The clanking of metal bars echoes in the background, symbolizing both confinement and the isolation that heightens his anxiety. Meanwhile, Lila reflects on the stigma attached to their conditions, her vibrant exterior often concealing a fragile interior. She describes nights spent in quiet contemplation, surrounded by darkness, where her thoughts spiral into a cacophony of doubt and despair. The soundscape enhances the tension, the distant murmurs of other inmates anxious in their solitude, punctuating her loneliness. Yet, amidst this struggle, glimmers of resilience emerge. Marcus speaks softly about his coping strategies, revealing how introspection and creating connections can serve as a lifeline. Through their stories, listeners confront the stark reality of mental illness behind bars, feeling the heavy silence resonate in their hearts. As we delve deeper into Ravenwood Penitentiary, we uncover the profound friendships that often flourish in the unlikeliest of places. Inmates share heartfelt stories of connection, those moments when an unexpected bond provided the support they desperately needed. Lila recounts late-night conversations with her cellmate, where laughter punctuated their fears, forging a sisterhood that felt like a lifeline. Eli shares how, despite the years that separate him from the younger inmates, his friendship with them has become a source of hope and motivation. The sounds of quiet laughter and whispered confessions blend together, creating a rich tapestry of camaraderie amidst the harsh backdrop of prison life. Each of their testimonies reveals how these friendships serve as emotional anchors, becoming essential threads in the fabric of survival. In this world marked by isolation, the power of human connection shines through, reminding us all that even behind bars, the heart can forge bonds that defy adversities. As the narratives unfold, the haunting tales of solitary confinement emerge, revealing the profound impact of isolation on the human spirit. In the dim corners of Ravenwood, we hear from Marcus, who reflects on the days spent in solitary, where time morphs into an intangible blur and silence becomes a heavy companion. He describes the suffocating darkness that envelops him, the absence of laughter, and the longing for human touch. The sound of his footsteps echoes in the void, amplifying his solitude and thoughts that spiral endlessly, wrestling with regret and memories of life beyond bars. Jasmine, too, shares her experience, detailing the moments when silence screamed the loudest, unfurling insecurities and fears. The soundscape captures distant echoes, the clang of metal doors and the whispers of other inmates, serving as a stark reminder of the connection so desperately sought. Together, they illuminate the harsh reality of confinement, highlighting the innate human need for empathy and connection, even in the darkest of places. As the echoes of laughter and shared stories begin to fade, the inmates delve into the lessons learned during their time within these walls. Each voice rings with authenticity as they reflect on their journeys, growth born from hardship, forgiveness sought from within, and the acceptance of their pasts. David shares how finding solace in poetry taught him to articulate his pain, while Lila discusses embracing vulnerability, a stark contrast to her former life filled with bravado. The ambient sounds shift to quiet contemplation, punctuated only by the soft rustle of pages turning in the background. Marcus offers a heartfelt reminder that even in the bleakest moments, knowledge gained can illuminate a path forward. As the dialogue weaves together, it becomes clear that these experiences, however painful, have forged resilient spirits. In this moment of shared wisdom, a powerful sense of community emerges, showcasing the enduring strength of humanity behind bars. The sound of a phone ringing reverberates through the common area, momentarily cutting through the monotony of prison life. As Marcus speaks about his relationship with his family, each word is laced with both longing and regret. He describes the heart-wrenching letters that arrive like lifelines, pages filled with love, updates, and sometimes the ache of shared grief. Lila shares her own experience, explaining how she pours her heart into writing letters that bridge the gap between isolation and connection. These missives become a source of strength, a way to hold on to the memories of happier times. In moments of deep reflection, they recognize the burden their choices have placed on their families. The sound design layers their voices with the distant echoes of familial laughter and tears, underscoring the emotional weight of their narratives. In the end, the bonds formed through love and understanding stand as a testament to the enduring ties that bind them to those waiting outside. As the days blur into one another within Ravenwood Penitentiary, the inmates develop a variety of coping mechanisms to navigate the harsh reality of prison life. We hear from Marcus, who finds solace in books that allow his mind to escape the confines of his cell. The sound of pages turning and soft whispers evokes the comfort found in literature. Jasmine, meanwhile, immerses herself in writing, pouring her emotions onto paper as a form of catharsis. Her voice resonates with passion, as snippets of her poetry paint vivid images of both despair and hope. Additionally, daily workouts become a sanctuary for others, where the clanging of weights and the rhythmic sound of footfalls in the gym echo their aspirations for strength. Through these activities, they forge resilience, creating pockets of light amidst the shadows, proving that even in isolation, the human spirit can endure and thrive.